Imagine being part of the most powerful royal family in an empire, living in magnificent palaces, surrounded by luxury, protected by armies. Then, almost overnight, everything disappears. Your family is overthrown, your world collapses, and one dark night, you vanish. But what if you survived? What if somehow you escaped? For more than a century, one question has haunted historians, investigators, and dreamers alike. Did Anastasia Romanov survive the execution of the Russian royal family? This is one of history's greatest mysteries, and the answer is more complicated than most people think. At the beginning of the 20th century, Russia was ruled by the Romanov dynasty. For over 300 years, the Romanovs had governed one of the largest empires on earth. Among the royal children was Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna of Russia. Anastasia was known for her energy, humor, and mischievous personality. Unlike the image many people imagine of royalty, she often played practical jokes and loved making people laugh. She was the youngest daughter of Nicholas II and Alexandra Fyodorovna. But while her childhood appeared magical, Russia itself was heading toward disaster. By the time World War I erupted, Russia was facing enormous problems. Military defeats mounted, food shortages spread, public anger grew. Millions blamed the government. In 1917, revolution swept across the empire. The Tsar was forced to abdicate. The Romanovs lost power. Suddenly, the most powerful family in Russia became prisoners. The royal family was moved from place to place under guard. Hope slowly faded. In July 1918, the Romanov family was being held in a house in the city of Yekaterinburg. Late at night, they were awakened and told to gather. They were led to a basement room. Moments later, armed men entered. The royal family and several loyal attendants were executed. The event marked the end of the Romanov dynasty. At least, that is what history records, because almost immediately, rumors began spreading. Rumors that one member of the family had escaped, and the name most often mentioned was Anastasia. Could a young princess really have survived one of history's most infamous executions? As years passed, stories multiplied. Witnesses claimed they had seen Anastasia. Others claimed she had escaped with help from loyal supporters. Newspapers published sensational reports. The mystery captured imaginations around the world. Then, in the 1920s, a woman appeared who would make the story even more extraordinary. Her name was Anna Anderson, and she claimed she was Anastasia Romanov. Anna Anderson's story fascinated millions. Some believed her immediately, others were skeptical. Supporters pointed to similarities in appearance and behavior. Critics pointed to inconsistencies in her story. The debate continued for decades. Court battles lasted years. Books were written. Experts argued endlessly. Nobody could definitively prove who she really was. The mystery only grew larger. Then science entered the story, and everything changed. Decades after the Russian Revolution, investigators discovered remains believed to belong to the Romanov family. Advances in DNA testing provided answers that earlier generations could only dream about. Scientific analysis strongly indicated that the Romanov family, including Anastasia, had died in 1918. Further DNA testing later showed that Anna Anderson was not Anastasia Romanov. The evidence pointed elsewhere. The mystery that had captivated the world for generations appeared finally solved. Yet even today, the story of Anastasia remains famous. Why? Because people are drawn to hope, to mystery, to the possibility that someone escaped an impossible fate. The legend became larger than the historical facts. It inspired books, films, documentaries, and generations of speculation. And in doing so, Anastasia became one of the most famous missing royals in history. A fallen empire, a vanished princess, a mystery that captivated the world for decades. While science has provided powerful answers, the legend of Anastasia Romanov continues to remind us how deeply people are fascinated by stories of survival, mystery, and hope. History teaches us to seek truth, but human nature often seeks hope. The story of Anastasia reminds us that facts matter, yet legends endure because they speak to our deepest dreams and questions.